In 1988, one man raised his finger on live television, denounced a dictator, and went on to change the political history of Chile. That man is Ricardo Lagos, who later became president. On the evening of the 25th of April, 1988, in the first television program to feature opposition candidates during Augusto Pinochet's brutal regime, Ricardo Lagos did something extraordinary and became the nemesis of a dictator.
Muy brevemente, creo que la noche del no es el inicio del triunfo del no, es el inicio del fin de la dictadura. Y más importante, creo indispensable que en ese momento el país tenga claro que habremos impedido que el general Pinochet esté 25 años en el poder. El general Pinochet no ha sido claro con el país. Primero dijo usted, general Pinochet, que había acá metas y no plazos. Después, general Pinochet tuvo plazos y planteó su constitución del 80. Le voy a recordar, general Pinochet, que usted el día del plebiscito de 1980 dijo: presidente Pinochet no sería candidato en 1989. La cámara está enfocando, espero. Y ahora le promete al país otros 8 años, con tortura, con asesinatos, con violación de derechos humanos. Me parece inadmisible que un chileno tenga tanta ambición de poder, de pretender estar 25 años en el poder.
Ricardo
Chileno,
Lagos.
algunos nunca ha estado así.
Ricardo, aquí
y
los que
usted
están
va a tener
convocados
que
son
responder,
ustedes.
y usted va a tener que responder entre el sí o el no.
Ricardo, lo
y
que
yo
el
lo
país quiere
emplazaría
saber...
a que hiciera... Raquel, usted me va a excusar.
No, es que
Hablo
estamos
por
preguntándole
15 años
nosotros
de
a ustedes.
silencio.
And he's with us now, the man himself, Ricardo Lagos, joins me now from Santiago. And when we cut to what you were saying at that particular point, that was not in fact you at the end of that clip, of course. That was someone else, an interpreter and so on. What was it that made you speak out in the way you did that day, President?
Well, what happened, that day is that for me it was so important because it was the first time in 15 years that the opposition was able to talk straight to the camera, on TV, on live TV, and I knew that Pinochet was looking at what we are going to do. And therefore it was so important for us to be able to, at that moment, to speak very clearly to the Chilean people, not to be afraid of a dictator.
And did you think it would have a dramatic impact, as in fact it did?
Well, what happened, was that in order to be a legal, quote-unquote, political party, we have to ask about 35,000 signatures of Chileans backing that party in order to become legal. And that means that you have to defeat fear. It was not easy for any Chilean to sign in favor of a party that is going to oppose the dictator. And therefore, this was essential from our point of view. And I told the people, look, if you sign, we are legal. And if we are legal, we are going to be on TV. And once that we are on TV, we are going to be able to speak straight to the Chilean people. So we have a responsibility in a sense that now we were on TV, and those people that signed for us, we are looking if it was true what we are going to do. In other words, I feel obliged to those people that they are also to challenge Pinochet back in our party. But I discovered that was extremely electrifying for the people when you address straight to the dictator. So I had done that before. What I didn't measure was the impact to do that on TV, the impact to talk with so many hundreds or probably millions of Chileans looking on that night on TV.
When you challenged General Pinochet in that way, and he was a brutal dictator, and everybody knew he was a brutal dictator, and that we knew that was a brave action. But did you expect, as you delivered that speech sort of direct to him, not in the studio, but at home watching, when you delivered that, did you have fear? Were you afraid that the dictator's machine might sweep you up and execute you or torture you?
Well, what happened, I have been in prison three years before that for a short period of time, right after the attempt against Pinochet's life in September '86. And they put me to prison, assuming they knew that had nothing to do with that. But the question was that Pinochet once addressed straight to me saying, there is somebody called Lagos, and watch out, we are observing what he's doing.